Welcome back to week 5. This is video 2. And in this video, we're going to talk about social media content. If you remember, this entire week is about social media, which honestly is the question that, it's the topic that everybody wants to know more about and wants to be better at. So we're breaking it all down for you. In this particular video where we're talking about content, we're really going to answer 3 questions. How much content do I have to create? How frequently should I be publishing or posting on social media? And do my personal social media profiles matter? So let's just dig in and talk about the personal ones right now. Even though I had that last on the list, I'm just gonna address it. Yes and no. I know, not an answer. Listen, it's possible to have a personal social media profile where you can be a gun toting, whiskey drinking, pole dancing prostitute. And then you have a business where you're a CPA. It is possible. But you got to keep the, gun toting, whiskey drinking, pole dancing prostitute page really private. And you got to be very, very clear on who you let have access to that page, because that personal page might impact your CPA page. There might be a brand problem there. It's not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying in this day and age where we're just, let's face it, we're kind of in a cancel culture, right? You get canceled if if too many people disagree with what you're doing. Just be aware of what the impacts are. So, kind of think through it from a strategy perspective, if you will. And we've got some business strategy videos coming up, weeks coming up down the line. And if you just think about, if I post this on my personal page, even though my personal page has nothing to do with my business page and people see this, might it cause a problem for me? And if the answer is yes, then I guess you need to decide, how much does revenue matter to you? And how much are you willing to put up with just to be able to have, and I say it like this, and I don't mean it like this, but just to be able to have freedom of speech. Just because you can say something or post something doesn't mean you should. And we have this conversation with our clients all the time, and we can't advise them. I mean, we could say here's our opinion, but at the end of the day, it's your personal page and you need to decide what you want to do with it. Just understand the risks going in. Okay. All right. Let's get back to some of the other stuff. How much content do you need to create? Well, it depends on your marketing strategy and how many times you said you were going to post. I say, you should, if you're going to post on social, whatever the platforms are. So I'll use us as an example. We post regularly on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Now, the images are the same, but the copy is different because there are different people hanging out on those different platforms. Twice a day, Monday through Friday. Occasionally on the weekends, but not always. And it just really depends. And we try and do different types of format, different types of posts as well, right? So there's videos with music, there's blooper videos, there's audio only posts, there's videos where we're being interviewed about something, there's pictures, there's questions, there's educational posts, there's posts where we're showing testimonials from our business. We mix up the content and we really try and show all of the different ways that we help small businesses. So we're not telling people, hey, we add value, but we are showing people through content how we add value. And we have a general rule at SB Pace for every piece of content that we create, whether that be a video, a blog, a podcast, we try and reuse that content 10 times. So that means if we read a blog in our blog, let's say our blog is 500 words, we'll pull quotes out of that blog to post on social or to use in an audio clip. It just makes it easier from a content creation perspective. So do you have to create crazy amounts of content? Yes and no, but also it doesn't have to be, you don't have to spend days and days and days and days creating it. You just need to be able to reuse, and you need to pick the tools that you're going to be the most proficient at and then be consistent. Consistency is way more important than how many times you're doing it. It's like our podcast. Our podcast comes out every Tuesday and Thursday. We never miss a Tuesday or Thursday. We're consistent on publishing the podcast because we want our listeners to know when to expect a new episode. We're training them. Do the same with your content. I think we post at like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's our general approach. Just find one that works for you, whether it's once a day, twice a day, 3 times, 1 platform, 2, 3, 4 platforms, and be consistent. And you can use the same content across different platforms with different copy. Just know who you're talking to. Okay. I feel like we covered that pretty well. Now let's talk about how frequently you should be posting. Kind of covered it a little bit above. Consistency is more important than the frequency, right? You don't have to post like 20 times a day. Some people post their entire lives on social media. That's cool. And if you want to be that person, do it. Just, you kind of got to keep it up though. You want to you want people to be able to know what to expect from your posts when you're posting. That's just like followers like that. They can appreciate the consistency and they'll know when to look for your stuff and they'll know if they're not seeing it and then they'll go search for it. So stay on brand. If you are a person who likes to post pictures of frogs every time you see a frog out on the trail when you're running and you post pictures of frogs, that's cool. But then don't start all of a sudden posting pictures of like puppies that are like in the puppy bowl, or you go to pet stores and start posting pictures of kitties. Like, you're not a pet store unless you are a pet store. And then you want to post pictures of puppies and kitties and frogs and whatever, but just stay on brand. Small business, talk about small business. Doesn't mean you can't have fun. Like, we have a lot of fun, but you want to stay on brand. And people are always afraid about posting too much. With the number of people on social media, it's really not, I don't think it's possible to post too much because not everybody sees everything you post. So I would take that fear off your plate. That's probably not something you need to worry about at all. Okay. That's it for video 2. Video 3 is going to talk about creating a content calendar. That might make your life a whole lot easier. So we'll see you in video 3.